The name of this argument is of course a reference to the hard problem of consciousness, and the argument is similar as well. There is an unbridgeable gap between math and physical objects. You cannot identify what math any physical object is reducible to. If an electron is made of math, you should be able to state what math it is made of. But this has never been done and obviously cannot be done. There isn't even anywhere to begin with how one would go about this. Max Tegmark has given it a shot, and of course he failed miserably. He literally just wrote down some numbers, thinking he had at the very least described an electron. But of course with those numbers alone, you would know nothing about what an electron is. You have to mention the physical properties being described, and you cannot replace those with numbers. Notice that what Tegmark is doing isn't even an attempt at showing how an electron is made of numbers. All he's demonstrating is the role of numbers in a description of an electron. Never mind that his description is shit, because a description of an electron isn't identical to an electron anyway. If you open up a physics book, you might find a meaningful description of an electron. But that section of a book isn't an electron, it's just words on a page. To this, Tegmark or some other moron might say that they're talking about a description in a Platonic or abstract sense. But how does that help? You still just have a description, all you did was get rid of the paper. So now that your description resides in the abstract realm, where it is made of nothing, it's supposed to be identical to an electron? How retarded do you have to be to say this? Writing down the description of an electron on a sheet of paper didn't make an electron, but if only the words were written down outside of space, then we'd have it. As I already mentioned, abstract objects don't have the right properties to take the place of physical objects. For instance, abstract objects don't fucking take up space. It just takes space to write the arbitrary symbols we made up to represent them with. The only bearing a purely mathematical truth has on a world is that it cannot be contradicted by anything in that world. That's it. But if everything is reducible to math, then purely mathematical knowledge shouldn't leave you clueless as to what the actual world is like. Given an infinite amount of purely mathematical truths, would you know that unicorns don't exist but dogs do? No. Would you know any of the laws of physics? No. How could you? The laws of physics are not purely mathematical. They show a mathematical relationship between things that are irreducibly physical. For example, mass is a physical property. It is not a mathematical object or a property of any mathematical object. You cannot formulate any law of physics using only mathematical objects.